What do you remember about seeing?
When it's evening and the birds are going back to their nests, it was something that I used to look forward to. When we're on the bridge and walking, the cars on them used to be very small. And I used to think they were toy cars, so I used to prod my mom, please get in one of those toy cars. Playing in the sky used to look very small. And then I think the moon too. And as small children, we used to imagine a lot of things. Or that is the house of God. That's where he stays. Maybe one day we can go and visit.
Weather, home. Bright and cloudy conditions will continue for the rest of the day. Wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour are making the temperature feel like 10 degrees.
So today we will be looking at, as a follow-up to what we did in the seminar, so we'll be looking at becoming gendered, and this is the second part. This week we looked at initiation, rites of passage, and moral panics.
Well, my name is Michael Fade. I'm Nigerian in my late 40s. I'm doing a PhD in international development in the School of Global Studies, and I'm looking at gender-based violence against women with disabilities, and my research is bounded in Lagos, Nigeria.
Gender as a social construct. Gender is not fixed. It is socially and culturally constructed, meaning it's something people do, not just something they are. Media contributes to this performance by offering repeated representations of how different genders should look, speak, and behave.
My positionality is a person with disability myself, and I've grown up with girls who are now women with disabilities, and I've seen some of the challenges they've gone through. I think for social justice, we need not just to create a better space for women, but we need to also look at the intersection of gender and disability. What the Braille display gives me is options. Sometimes you may want to, when you are doing assignment, you may prefer to first write in handwriting with pen and paper, and then you now go back to the computer and then rewrite. So it depends on what you're about. For me, I find it easier and more constructive to first do a draft, and then so what's happening, once I finish the draft, I just send it to my computer, and then I begin to edit and rewrite from this. So it depends on what I'm comfortable with. As sometimes, if I need to read anything on my computer, just as I'm doing with this, I can connect it to my computer. And so even what I'm doing here, I can do the same on my computer. my experience, yeah, the students, they were very amazing students, very supportive. And then every week I looked forward to it every week because they gave me their full concentration. They made the class comfortable for me. We're able to stick to the rules. I know that a lot of the people want to raise their hand, but if you raise your hand in my class, there's no way I was going to see you. So we had to set some of the rules. Interrupt me when you want to, knock on the table for me so that I know when you want to speak. And things like that. And seeing them every week coming and everything was enough motivation. So they were very amazing students. And the good thing is, even as they go out, you see people saying thank you to you. And so I think they made my teaching worthwhile as something that I look forward to every week. Even though we are a couple, but we are two distinct individuals, and then your companionship is not something that we can buy with money. So having companionship, somebody to share your problems, your ups and lows with, it's something that is invaluable. We can't even begin to quantify. So she's been very supportive. I'm not sure I've been able to do the PhD without her.
When I had just met him, and I started getting to know him more. Just like people, I felt anger, and coming from a Christian background, I was angry at God on his behalf. You can imagine the foolishness of that. And I remember I asked him because I couldn't fathom it. In my mind, I was like, what a pity, such great potential. Why? And I remember, just like you, I would ask some really, really very weird questions. And I asked myself, aren't you angry? I asked him, aren't you angry at God? Aren't you angry at life? I mean, don't you think you've been shortchanged somehow? Yeah, and he gave me that answer. And he said, I'm not really praying to be able to see. It's not like I've missed it. I've lost the ability for so long, and it doesn't bother me anymore.
When people say, "Oh, Michael, don't you feel bad? Don't you want to see it?" And I say, I don't. It's the least of my problems. In fact, it's not a problem to me. I don't pray to see. Even if you tell me if you are praying for me, you're only wasting your time because I don't look forward to seeing. I think I've gone past that stage. So why would I be angry with God or angry with anybody? Even if I'm angry with God, what can it change what has happened? So I'm not angry with God. I'm not angry with anybody. Even though I know that what caused disability was something that would have been avoided, but it's gone. I can't start wallowing in the past. We all have to move on. If we start thinking about the past, then the world will not move forward. Have enough money to live a comfortable life. One of the things I enjoy doing is traveling. I always say I always want my home to be my backpack. I've been involved in disability activism a long time, and I would want to start seeing positive changes. And then to be able to give back to the society, especially to the disability community, because I sometimes joke when people call me, or when people say, "Oh, you're a PhD, you're doing a PhD." I say, I'm doing a PhD because I'm telling the stories of other people who are unable to tell their own stories. That's selfish on my part. So the real experts are those people that I am using their story to do my work. So I would like to give back more and more to the society, give more to them and less to myself, because all the opportunities that have come my way, maybe if I wasn't disabled, then I may not have had those opportunities. So it's for me to be able to give back so that some other people too can benefit from the tremendous goodness and goodwill that are available in the society or in the world.